Hello, my name is Wayne Hilborn, and this is Magic Lesson number 4, Pushback. Pushback is a topic not known on Earth in any known language or taught by anyone else but me. It's part of my theory of everything, but it's truth, and you'll hear it in the following few minutes. Pushback is just what I call, it's the opposing thoughts from everybody else. The opposing expectations to your own. You may have a hard time manifesting $1 billion because your mother doesn't expect you to buy her a castle. Your mother has her own expectations of reality and is creating her own reality. So you're going to mess all that up if you go and you buy her a castle. Now, this is the basis for writer's block and procrastination, etc. Because your mother doesn't expect a castle. Your barber is not expecting you to buy him a car. That is why you have to think of our universe as Hermetic principle numero uno. If you can realize that we're living in Hermetic principle numero uno as opposed to materialism, then everything makes sense. You can understand everything. Now, this will affect everything surrounding you too. Like even, okay, if your coworkers expect you to be late on Monday morning because you've often been late on Monday mornings, even though you're like, oh, I'm going to set my alarm and get up early and go to bed early, and you think that you're going to, like, and so that Monday morning, you get up and you're raring to go, now, you're all set to go, but then the bus will have a flat tire, or something along that line, or maybe the universe will shut your alarm clock off in the middle of the night so you'll sleep an extra hour or something. But the universe is manipulating the imagination of all. You're living in an imagination, a scripted dream, but it's scripted by the energy of thought. We're living in a mental universe where judgments create, and so if you expect your coworker to be late, then you're visualizing bad crap with emotion upon them. And if you don't expect your daughter to write a best-selling novel, you're visualizing bad crap upon her. And this is the philosophy of pushback. Is there people visualizing bad crap upon you that you are unaware about? Like, I'm not saying that it's bad to have mothers that don't expect to have castles. I'm saying that that's a normal thing. And so when we build towards things, we have to build, and that's why Journey of 1,000 Miles begins with the first step. There's so much wisdom in Lao Tzu. However, pushback is something that you will not hear anyone else teach. It's not been taught in any of our languages, any of our known languages in a long, long time. So this is the philosophy, though. Energy follows all thought. So this is just a continuation, a deeper version of that. So I call it pushback. That's a term I've given it. You can't like Google pushback and find anything written about it because it's part of my theory of everything. And it's clearly obvious. Like, obviously, energy follows all thoughts. That's the only real law. That's the only real rule. This is sort of akin to the secondary rule, to be silent. To be silent is something that we say because if you tell people your intentions, then they're going to immediately counter that in their mind. Like, you're going to say, oh, I want to manifest this. If you show someone your vision board and they go, oh, no, that's impossible or whatever, then they're adding a weight of thought to that impossibility that you really don't need. There's pushback and there's ways to avoid pushback. So you don't need to involve everybody. There's people that will go just because, and the mothers don't need to, the mother's not expecting, there's people going off into the woods and living as gurus on the mountains or a witch in the woods. They're not just cliches. There's people that will avoid others just to avoid that constant judgments. Because the judgments from others affect us. It's very simple, and it's the rational way of looking at a mental universe. It's the logical and rational and reasonable way of looking at a mental universe as opposed to a universe of bouncing billiard balls. Everything has been scripted by the mind and projected imagination. It's just, it's like all our imaginations just sort of combine and mesh, and so you have to make your mother expect a castle. You have to build people's expectations towards that goal. Anyways, I think I've done a good job of explaining this. This is a very hard concept. A lot of people will be going, oh, I don't know, that doesn't make sense or whatever. But it should if you understand energy follows all thoughts. Like I said, I'm the only teacher of both pushback and retrocausality, and that's the last subject. So this is magic lesson number 4. It's been 7 minutes. Be blessed. So mote it be. I'm Wayne Hilborn.